Hey, safety specialist. For today, I want to switch gears a little bit. I actually was looking at the agenda, and I think I'm down to heat stress and private label. But in light of the CDC guidelines for face protection, I thought I would put this thing on and also address N95s as well as disposable gloves, just so you have a little guidance that you can share with people, coworkers, family, friends, whatever. You've got the Blue Man group there in Vegas, and I've been thinking about safety with our high vis colors, and I'm thinking about starting a Yellow Man group. So you'll have to comment and let me know what you think of that idea. So anyway, uh, this is just a basic sleeve. You'll hear multi-band neck gaiter. We've got some neck gaiter options that we're starting to bring in, hopefully here by the end of the month. And the whole idea behind this is, if you think about it, we all touch our face way too much, right? Nose itches, scratching our chin. You pick up a cell phone or something, stick it to your face constantly. You think about being around the office, everyone's grabbing a phone and sharing it. During this time, we need to limit that, even as simple as pens, right? How many people have touched the pen at your counter at any given day? You go out on a job site, the salesman, good salesman always has a pen. Here, sign here, they sign. If you've been with me, you'll notice if they say, do you have a pen? I usually say, no, and they go, oh, right there, oh, didn't notice it. If I let them use it, I'll either wipe it off or that's the last time I'll use it. I'm a little weird about germs like that, but I'll clean it, right? If someone in the field has to use my pen to sign, I just assume that they've been somewhere I haven't, and I'm going to clean it. You touch the pen, you're out in the field, you're at the desk, you make a phone call, we turn around, my nose itches, we scratch it. Scratch my chin, rub my lip. This thing is protecting me from touching those nasty surfaces and putting it on my face. The way this COVID works is you put it near your mouth and your nose, and it becomes an issue that way. It's not going to absorb through your skin. It's a respiratory situation where I touch something, touch my face. So the idea is wearing something like this protects me from touching my face and moving that disease around a little bit. Now, the N95, these things are okay. They're actually better respiratory protection than this. This is basically just to keep me from touching my face. If I'm in a dusty, dirty environment, this will actually give me N95, non-oily environments, 95% efficient. Now, the NIOSH N95, that's critical. A bunch of the stuff floating around out there right now has, a manufacturer or, I don't know, I've seen like ISO something. It's got to say NIOSH N95 to really, truly be an N95. Two straps typically. It's got this metal piece. Sometimes it'll have foam or some sort of seal around it. Most people put these on wrong and they use them wrong. Now when I get done at the grocery store, the office, whatever. So for instance, today I had to go by a job site. I wore something, I have two of these. So I wore one of these out on the job. And when I was done, I waited till I was completely done with everything I had to do out in public. Got back to my vehicle, pulled the sleeve off over my head, threw it in the back of the truck, still had my gloves on. Once I removed the gloves, I used my hand sanitizer to wipe that down, and then I drove home. Now, sometimes I've gone to the grocery store, and as soon as I'm done the store, you think, okay, I'll pull this off now. It's amazing when you think about it, and you're aware of it, how many times driving home you scratch your nose, rub your face. So I've started to, as I leave the house in my truck, the second I park, I put this on, and I don't take it off till I get home. I just leave it on, because I notice that I sit there and you can't help it. I don't know what it is with us humans, but we feel like we need to touch our face. So I put it on, I leave it on. When I'm completely done at the end, I will take it off, lift it overhead, throw that sucker in the laundry, and be done with it, okay? I'm using my cheaters here today so I can see my screen, but now it's done. It's off, it's in the laundry. If I choose to use an N95 with two different straps here, same idea. One goes behind the head, this one comes over. And this is what you see at the grocery store. The problem is all these gaps. Everything's just floating through these gaps right here. So you want to make sure you know how to put these things on. And obviously I need a haircut, so I'm going to keep the mask on. Now, most people will take this piece and pinch it. You actually want to use both fingers and press and rub it against your nose so you get even distribution. Now, if you look at this mask, as I puff on it, and get it seated on my face, you might actually see it move a little bit. I can hear it kind of suck to my face a little bit. I'm actually getting a pretty good seal now around this thing underneath and up by my nose where nothing's going to get in there. So now I actually have what I'll call an N95 protection on. Again, here's the challenge. Someone goes to the grocery store, they're wearing it, and here's what I see. I see two things. I'll show you the second after I do this. But when they get in their car, I've watched people, they get in the car, and they immediately grab it like this, and they lift it off, they set it down, and they start driving, and they put it in reverse, and I see them go like that. And it's like, you just touched everything and touched your face. Now, I washed my hands, and this one's brand new. So the other thing I see is this, right? They go into the grocery store like this. Well, if you've ever worn these, it constantly pulls up, so I see them fidgeting with it, pulling on it the whole time. If you're going to put these on, put them both on so the thing stays where it needs to stay. When you're done at the car, you can lean it forward. If you really feel like taking it off, go about your business. But if you're going to keep touching your face, leave that thing on so you can get home and wash your hands and make sure you're really clean. All right, so then in terms of gloves, and another safety thing I do teach people, lean it forward when you take these off so that everything I have, I don't end up blowing through my hair. Now the gloves, that's a big one. First of all, don't throw these on the ground. I haven't seen it yet at my stores, but I've heard stories that people are just throwing these things away when they're done. Make sure your hands are clean. Put the gloves on. And this goes for, you know, if you're having to share spaces, if you're going to a job site, if you're going to the grocery store, if you're going someplace where you have to touch things, put on your gloves. You could use your regular cloth or knit gloves. That's fine. But as soon as you take those off, wash them. If you just keep reusing them, you're just transporting garbage back and forth. So disposable gloves on, do your thing. The proper way to take these off, and this is where most people screw up, they just kind of peel them off. You want to take one glove hand, grab the palm and bunch that up, pull it off. So now this hand's clean. I take one finger over here behind the glove, roll it over itself, tuck those in together, in the garbage they go. Wash your hands, use the hand sanitizer, something like that, and you're back in business. So just some quick pointers on how to properly use the masks, the PPE that's available. And again, you guys, this whole thing is to keep whatever you're touching from touching your face to getting into your respiratory system. So just take good care out there. Any questions, let me know. Wash your hands and be safe.